Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom, Dominic Raab. This press conference is live streamed on YouTube and Facebook. The media is joining us online, and we will begin with statements by the ministers. First, the host of today's meeting, Foreign Minister of Estonia, Eva-Maria Liimets, and then our honorable guest, Foreign Secretary of the UK, Dominic Raab. Please, Minister Liimets, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning. It is a great pleasure for me to host UK's Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab today here during his first visit to Estonia. United Kingdom is one of our closest allies. Our bond has always been strong, and in January this year we celebrated 100 years of diplomatic relations between our countries. Today we got to look forward on how to expand our already well-established cooperation based on shared values and goals. The aims of our future cooperation are mapped out in our bilateral statement of intent and the accompanying action plan, which was signed today. I am glad that we have established joint activities in many areas: digital and cyber, science and education, defense and security, and promoting culture and people-to-people contacts. I expressed my deep gratitude to the Foreign Secretary for the United Kingdom for its substantial contribution to Estonia's defense and security, especially through NATO's enhanced forward presence battle group with around 100 boots on the ground. On our side, we attach great importance to the training opportunities and the welfare of the United Kingdom and allied soldiers. Today, we also signed bilateral agreement concerning the protection of classified information, which is a further addition to our already close and special security and defense cooperation. We also shared the experiences from the first year of excellent cooperation in the United Nations Security Council. The United Kingdom has supported us in raising the security issues that matter to us and has actively participated in high-level meetings organized by Estonia. I am pleased that the United Kingdom has brought important issues, for example, climate change, into Security Council agenda. Estonia looks forward to COP26, which is the UK is organizing this year. Mr. Raab, I would like to invite you back to Estonia in the future, when the COVID situation is better in Estonia, and we could also together visit your troops in Tapa in Estonia. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Can I just say it's an enormous pleasure to be here to mark a century of diplomatic relations with Estonia. I want to thank President Kaljulaid and Foreign Minister Liimets for their hospitality and for the very valuable discussions that we've had today. It's a bit cold for us Brits, but it was more than made up for by a very warm welcome, so thank you. I was also pleased to join the Baltic Foreign Ministers meeting yesterday evening, and as I'm here, I'm reminded of the history that we have together. It was in 1921 that the UK was amongst the very first countries to recognise Estonia's independence, establish diplomatic relations, and cement a friendship born from our Navy's support in the 1918-1920 War of Independence. You can see, Eva, I did my homework before coming. And I know that British servicemen who gave their lives in that struggle are still commemorated in the Church of the Holy Ghost here in Tallinn. It's very important that we remember our history. But of course, our relationship, particularly today, is not just about a rich history. It's also about our values, our commitment to work together multilaterally, and ultimately a brighter future, not just a proud past. So while we've left the EU, our commitment to our European friends and our neighbours is undiminished. In fact, I would go further. I would say we have an opportunity to be even better allies, friends and partners, and with no country is that commitment stronger than with our friends in Estonia. Perhaps the best evidence of that commitment is our enduring commitment on European defence and security. We feel very much that Estonia's security is our security, and we're committed to that. The British troops that are here in Estonia, the 850, I think are testament to that commitment, and they're not going anywhere. We will continue to stand with you and with all of our partners to tackle Russia's malign activity in the region, and so I can say you can count on British solidarity with that. And as we look ahead, there are, I think, many more ways we can deepen and broaden our cooperation. And we had excellent discussions, I think, about that, as I did with your president as well. Estonia and the UK are at the forefront of the international effort to tackle some of the biggest challenges that we face in Europe, but also globally, I would say, whether it's climate change, the global recovery from COVID, and frankly, the assault on open societies that we're seeing not just in Belarus and in Russia, but around the world. With our Estonian friends, we're, I think, united and in lockstep in beating the drum for liberal free trade, democracy, human rights, and open societies. We talked today about how we best use our common membership of the UN Security Council to work together on those issues, to champion gender equality, to champion in particular girls' education. We can see from the COVID pandemic that the challenge globally of making sure young girls don't find themselves falling out of school and then not getting back into school is even stronger, and the case for supporting girls in education and the global recovery is even stronger still. So I think that's another excellent area for us to cooperate on. We're collaborating closely on defending media freedom in Belarus and elsewhere. And of course, we look forward to the Global Conference on Media Freedom in Tallinn later this year. It's a really important event, and I can't think of anywhere better place to host that event than Estonia. As Minister Liimets has said, we've signed a statement of intent, and I think that signals our mutual desire to continue to build on this close collaboration across all of these areas to strengthen our friendship even further for the future. And I don't think we should be backward-looking. I think we should be forward-looking and really ambitious on that front. Finally, I would just say we really value the relationship that we've had with you over the last 100 years, and we look forward to nurturing it further over the next 100 years. So thank you very much for your warm welcome.
Thank you, ministers. We will open it now up for the media to take a few questions. For journalists, please to introduce yourself, unmute the microphone, and make sure your camera is on. And we are ready to start. We have a first question from Kaarel Kressa from Estonian daily Eesti Päevaleht.
Yes, hello. This is the British minister. It would seem that your commitment to the Northern Ireland Protocol of Brexit deal is not exactly unlimited, and that's the reason why the EU is currently warning of legal action. Would you comment on that, and would it be helpful if the EU ambassador would be given full diplomatic status in the UK?
Well, thank you very much. Look, I think it's important to protect the integrity of the internal market in the UK, and we think it's very important that all sides live up to that commitment, and of course we are committed to pragmatically resolving any of the outstanding issues in the joint committee, and the action we've taken is lawful. It's targeted. It's just to make sure that the commitments to preserve the integrity of trade in the internal market is properly respected.
Thank you. We do have a next question. This comes from Andrius Sitas from Thomson Reuters. Please, Andrius.
Hello. As China was one of the topics discussed in Tallinn yesterday and today, and Lithuania recently said it will deprioritize its participation in the so-called 17+1 club of China and mostly Central European states, putting direct ties and ties through European Union a priority. My question to the European minister would be, does the country expect to undergo a similar change of attitudes towards the 17+1 club? And I'd like to ask Mr. Secretary, would you consider Lithuanian decision to downgrade the attention towards the China-led club a good example for the other countries in the Central European region to follow?
Thank you for this question. China is absolutely, China is a global power. It is important member of international era. It is also a member of Security Council. As for Estonia, it is very important to continue bilateral cooperation with China. Estonia also values the cooperation in international organizations. Estonia prefers to have cooperation with China also in the format of 27+1. It means together with all EU member states. There are different ways how Estonia would like to continue the cooperation with China. For Estonia, we have made our decision 30 years back when it was possible after our independence that our cooperation and aim in the international era is to protect our values. We prefer values-based cooperation. For us, it's important to protect human rights, fundamental freedoms. These are the values based on we have cooperation within the EU, also within the NATO. And because of that, of course, we see some challenges in cooperation also with China. Though we continue, of course, bilateral cooperation with China, which is also important, and we discuss with them all different issues, either of good cooperation or of concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andres, for your question. Look, the UK viewers, we would like a positive and constructive relationship with China. There are areas, as Eva has described, climate change is one of them. As we host COP26, we need to be engaged with China. They're the biggest net emitter, but they're also the biggest investor in renewable technologies. So we're always looking to accentuate positive areas of cooperation where that's possible. At the same time, we're going to be robust and resolute in standing up for our values. And I think people have seen that in relation to Hong Kong, in particular in light of the further action taken today, equally in relation to the appalling human rights abuses in Xinjiang. And I think on 17+1, all I would say is we respect the wisdom of all of our Baltic friends.
Thank you. If there is no more questions, that concludes our today's press conference. Many thanks to everybody who joined us. And this press conference can be rewatched on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you.